For this recipe, I'm using 3 overripe plantains, but this one isn't so overripe. But this one has kind of softened, but they are not rotten. I have some peppers. You can skip this too, okay? This Scotch bonnet pepper is the only spicy pepper, so you add that to your tolerance, okay? I love it spicy. This one is habanero pepper, and this is some green peppers. I also have some onion. Today's recipe does not require measurement, okay? It doesn't require measurement. You add everything to your desired consistency. I'll take this place out. I think there's some kind of tough end. I'm using my wicks, okay? You can use fork, you can use anything you got. I just want to mash it like that. There are still some kind of chunky ones there. That's the way you want it, okay? You don't want it super fine. You don't want it 100% smooth. But if you want it smooth, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You can run that through your blender or your food processor. Maybe you don't want to go through this stress. You can also use your hand grinder to grind it. You won't be needing sugar for this recipe because this plantain is a sweet one. Okay, so we'll be using the sweetness of the plantain, and the flavor, the sweetness, everything comes from this plantain. That's why you need overripe plantain, okay? We are adding little yeast. We don't want it to rise too much. We just want it to have some air bubbles. To be honest, I don't even know the quantity of yeast I would add. Sometimes I just pour this thing in my hands and I'm like, okay, let me just gauge it, eyeball it. I think this one should be okay. You don't need much, you really don't need much, but because some of you wants to know the exact measurement and quantity of things you use, I would put it in a measurement spoon. Let's say half teaspoon and 1/3 teaspoon. So level, remember, let it be level. So half teaspoon and 1/3 teaspoon. I would sieve in my flour, yeah, that should be the word, into this batter. I don't want it light. I want it like a dough, okay? I don't want it spongy because this thing is still going to go through some fermentation process and it will get lighter once it ferments. I sincerely apologize for the background noise. That's my baby and my neighbor kids. No, it's not going to be a solid dough, but at least you should be able to lift it and see? When this thing ferments and double in size, it's going to get lighter than this. So I think maybe I will I love it the way it is. It's perfect like this, but I think I would add a little flour to compensate for later, okay? This consistency is okay for me. You could see some of the chunky plantain pieces. That's okay. You don't need this batter to rise like bread, okay? You just want it to have a little rise so as to form some air bubbles. If it rises too much, it would soak some oil when you fry them. That's why we added little yeast, to give it a little rise. While that is resting, let's quickly slice the vegetables. I think I left it on the counter for about 2 hours before adding the vegetables. It's early morning and my kitchen is cool. I did not put it in a warm place because I want it to slowly rise, okay? Well, I'm chopping the peppers. If you like, you can do that with your manual grinder or your hand grinder, but I prefer to slice them with my hands. I just like the way they look. You know, they are more noticeable when you slice with your hands than when you blend everything. I did not remove the seed of this one because they are pepperish. I love the spiciness in my pastry. If I don't have pepper, I might not be able to eat it. I just want it spicy. But if you don't like spicy things or spicy food, you can skip this out. This is the only spicy pepper here. These ones are not hot at all. Oh, I should have sliced the onion before slicing this spicy pepper. Oh, that's my mistake. Let me just quickly clean that surface because this is really going to be hot. You know? When you are slicing this in, if you want to slice it by hand, with your hands, just make sure you slice this spicy pepper lastly, so as to be safe. So that's it. Pour in the peppers, the veggies, okay, and we'll mix that till it is well incorporated. You can see those lovely hair bubbles. The butter hasn't risen much. That's exactly how you want it to be, okay? The oil is ready. As you can see, there are some bubbles coming out of there. I think the oil is too hot. I've reduced the heat, okay? You want it to cook slowly. If not, the outside will get burnt and the inside is not cooked. Don't be deceived by this brownish body. It's because the oil was too hot. If you take this out, you'll discover that this thing is not cooked yet. Let's say you're frying and you discover that the oil is getting brown quickly. You reduce the heat, and if you discover that it's kind of soaking oil, you increase the heat. So you just have to find a balance in between. I usually drop a little portion. So if it's, as you can see, this one is cooking too fast, I've reduced the heat, okay? I think the heat now is okay. You need to move it from the bottom of the pan. If not, the one that sticks to the bottom would get burnt. Okay, you can see. That's what I'm talking about. Remember when I told you that once it ferments, it will get lighter? You can see it has really become lighter than when I mix it initially. So you want it to be solid at the initial stage. And the change in color is as a result of the plantain. You know, it has been exposed to air. Just like your bananas or your apple, once you cut them open and they are exposed to air, it oxidizes and change color. So that's it. Oh, this one is a lonely person, the only one in the oil. And then maybe I should open one so you can see the inside. This is what it looks like in the inside. Okay, it looks like puff puff. Tastes good. Oh, delicious. You know what, it tastes good. It's kind of, it has this sweetness. No, the onion. I don't know if you can hear that sound. That's the onion. The onion is crunchy, okay? That's why I kind of slice it. Yeah. This is a must try, okay? Delicious. This is a very good recipe, you must try. Thank you for watching, okay? Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, click the notification bell, and so you get notifications whenever I upload a new video. Bye bye.